Black men do not fight hard enough to be a parent in their children's lives.
Oh, really?
Oh, you gotta love statements like this. I'm sure people out there think, well, black guy, he ain't with his family. What's this stat? Oh my God, it looks like you're wrong. Who would have thought a simple Google search, gotta love Google, would showcase, right, that you are wrong. I know you don't like us, us black men, but at least make results that aren't Googleable. I said Googleable. Googleable. Please.
I don't care what anybody says. Black Spider Guy did his big one with this video, and let me tell you why. I know exactly what this feels like. I'm black and Mexican and Filipino. My mom's Filipino, Mexican, my dad's black. My dad fought for me. My dad fought for me for years until he couldn't anymore, and he waited until I turned 18 so he can finally talk to me, reach out to me. But in the process of that, do you understand how much I suffered? Do you know how much I suffered wanting and needing a father? The fact that my mom kept me and deprived me from a man who was trying to love me and take care of me is awful. My mom was an addict. My mom was abusive. My mom was awful. I was in and out of foster care because of her. And she didn't even want me. So the fact that she kept me from a man who was trying to come and get me is crazy. And I'm so sorry if I get emotional because this puts me in a bad mental space because you don't understand what I went through with that woman. You will never understand the fact of some women are so vindictive and so evil, and my mom was one of them. Do I forgive her? Do I care about her from a distance? Of course. So this is not like no slander towards my mom. I'm just speaking my truth. Because this black woman on this podcast wants to come on here and act as if no black man doesn't try, doesn't beg, doesn't plead, doesn't go home to that woman every day, try to get their kids. There's men out here who do that, but y'all don't give them no credit. How about we stop slandering black men and trying helping them a little bit more? Another thing, you know what's funny? A lot of women will come on these platforms and talk crap about black men for the 5, 6 black Pookies and Ray Rays they know, but they don't know all the men in this world who are actually trying. And here's another thing. Why don't you women look at the stats on the abuse in black women households? It's higher than any ethnicity, but how come I don't hear that? The Drea situation, how come I don't hear everybody talking about that? Brittany Renner, no woman talks about that. Anytime something happens with a woman, silence. But when it's a man, you guys are the first ones putting your mic up and all that. Relájate. I'm getting tired of it. It's really annoying now. You guys want to paint men in this bad light, like if you guys are so perfect. Let's talk about deadbeat moms now. Let's talk about moms who abuse their kids. Let's talk about moms who don't let dads be there. Do you know how much I suffered because of my mom? Growing up angry, growing up lost, growing up misunderstood, wondering why my father didn't want me because that's what she ingrained in my head. And then when I met my dad, she deprived me from somebody who told me I love you all the time. She deprived me from somebody who told me I'm proud of you. Somebody who calls me beautiful. I never heard my mom tell me beautiful. I've never even gotten a hug from my mom. Do you know that? The fact that you women can be so sick in the head and keep your kids away from a man who would love them, but you opened your legs up to that man, that's on you. Do you see now why I come on these platforms and I talk about what I talk about? Because I grew up with the evil, vindictive mother. And I see women for what they are. Not all. You specific type of women. You damage your kids in the process. You destroy your kids in the process. All for what? Because you're bitter he don't want to be with you? All for what? Because you couldn't find a good man who wanted to love you? That's not nobody else's fault but yours. Don't deprive that kid from a father. Girls need their dad. Girls need their dad. I don't care what anybody says. My dad has to be the best person I know in my life. I can call him. Man, hold on. I can call my dad for anything. I could talk to my dad about anything. I could tell my dad, I don't want to be here, Dad. And he's going to come over here in a heartbeat. I remember when I got cheated on and I didn't want to be in the relationship I was in. And I said, Dad, I can't do this. I'm at my wits. My mental health is compromised. My dad came within an hour to come pick me up. My dad didn't even want dogs in his house. And he took me and my dog in. Yes, he's my father and that's his job. But again, do you know how hard he tried to get me? Do you know how all his family tried to get me? And like I said, when you go and you meet somebody who's good for you, It breaks your soul because you never understand why your mother didn't want the best for you. You never understand why your mom didn't want you to smile. Why would you want your kids to suffer? You see what I'm saying? Please stop talking about every man being a deadbeat, because there's a million fathers out here who are fucking amazing. Here's another thing we never talk about. All you women want to go, he doesn't want to be around his kid. He can't stand his kid. But why aren't you opening your mouth and telling the world you pushed him away? You told him he wasn't shit. Oh, you can't be in this kid's life. You're not a good dad. You're not this. You're not that. Oh, you can't see the kid. You can't do this. When you make it hard for somebody, they're not going to want to be around you. They're not going to want to be, I wouldn't want to be around a woman who's literally yelling at me every time I'm trying to get my kid. Eventually, you get tired. Eventually, it gets tiring. People don't understand. Toxicity and anger and all that, it makes you sick physically. You know that, right? Not a lot of men can't handle a lot of emotions. And a lot of you women put all those emotions onto someone else and expect them to come around the kid all the time. When a man sees, okay, there's nothing I can do, he's gonna go. I'm not saying it's the best thing, but guess what my dad had to do? He had to say, you know what? I've tried, I'm losing it. My dad was losing it, you get it? So he stopped looking for me. He waited until I was 18. And he's lucky that I paid attention to what type of woman my mom is. Because when he reached out to me, as soon as I got a message, I knew. I never seen him. I never seen pictures of him. But I knew it was him. I'm telling you right now, I hate these fucking videos. I really do, y'all, because you will never understand how much people suffer from this type of stuff. I'm happy now, though, y'all. I know I'm like a little emotional and stuff all over the place now. I'm also sick, so my bad, my voice. But I'm really happy now. I have something money can't buy, which is a dad. And I get to... And I never wanted to get married or have kids. I was always the person who said when I grew up, I wanted to be the cool auntie and pay for stuff and take care of stuff. But do you know where that came from? Hurt, pain. Because I was embarrassed to ever get married and walk down the aisle by myself. Now guess what I don't have to do? I get to walk down the aisle with my dad. So please, black women, I understand there's black men out here who don't love you guys and don't treat you right. But don't come up on here saying it's everybody, because the stats just show how many men are with their kids right now. And you women, after the brick lady situation, those specific ladies, black ladies, some of y'all, after the brick lady situation, none of us are going to defend you guys no more without doing research. I'm sorry. After the brick lady, the way you guys handled everything, called me a colorist, went against me, leaked my address, all this stuff, I will never defend any of you guys just naturally. I have to do my research first. So if you guys ever think that I'm going to slowly start getting closer to women, it'll probably never fucking happen. I don't hate women by any means. I got a good grandmother. I got good sisters in my life. And I got the bombest best friends. Kitty, Isenia, Marissa. I have bomb best friends, honestly, that I've known since I was a kid. I don't need to make new friends, new women, whatever, but I see women for what they are, y'all. And like I said, I grew up with the worst type of mom, and I see the way women are in this generation. I'm good. God bless you guys. Get love in your heart. Get God in your heart, because a lot of you need it. You guys need to take these mics away from people who don't do their research. The fact that that black woman came on this platform, said that, and didn't Google search this is insane. When you have a podcast, you should have Google and right in front of you about what you're talking about. How are you going to sit here and talk down on black men, and then he just proved you wrong with a stat that took 2 seconds to do? So cuando tú te vienes on here and you talk bad about men, especially black men, cállate. Be quiet. I don't want to hear it no more. Because you guys put yourself in those situations. You guys date scammers, ball players, addicts, and all this shit. We see it every day. So don't get mad if the deadbeat you get with Pookie and Ray Ray, that's on you. ¿Por qué estás abriendo tus patas? Why are you open your legs up to a guy who won't take care of you? That's it. Buenos dias a ti. Good day to you guys. Hopefully you black women can stop being, certain black women can stop being bitter, angry, and saying all this stuff. And I don't care if I get hate for it, because what's new? You guys gonna leak my address again and call me a colorist again? Do it. You guys say all these things I'm not, but hey, if the shoe fits for you, that's why I'm hitting a nerve. Go for it. Let's start it, baby. Let's start this hate war all over again, because that's all you guys can do is be hateful instead of pass on love. You guys hate to hear the truth, and you want to diminish and take people's pages down because you can't handle it. Why? Because I'm telling the truth? That's probably hitting your nerve because I'm speaking through God and you don't hear it. You're angry and bitter. That's why. You're never going to hear it. Somebody comes on this platform trying to help you guys, but you don't see that. Black women, you're beautiful, but the way y'all go about things sometimes, really toxic, and it's really disgusting.